Some users might be put off from choosing Statlook due to misconceptions about what type of data is collected by the system. Well, in order to show that Statlook is a professional tool for IT and business, we're going to introduce you to the agent's operation method and set of information that it collects. So let's start with what an agent really is. It's a small client program installed on the computer that is to be monitored. Now, you may perform the installation from the master console, either manually or by using group policy objects, otherwise known as GPO. The program may display an information board with messages during the startup, for example, saying that the computer is being monitored. The agent is equipped with a set of 5 modules, each of which is responsible for one area of functionality, so that you may decide the scope of the agent's activity. The computer module collects information about the hardware on which the agent has been installed. So the module collects all the data hard-coded into the hardware by the producers, from the processor clock speed, number of available and free memory slots, to the computer's serial number. The operating module also ensures that the data is updated and differences are reported, for example, replacement of equipment. The software and audit module is responsible for monitoring the applications installed. You obtain information about applications installed on a given computer, a list of software for each computer, and receive information about newly installed or modified programs. You may use the data to monitor the legality of the software installed and check license compliance. Datalook is a module tasked with monitoring the activity of mobile data warehouses. When activated, it will check which media are connected to a computer, which data are copied between removable devices and a host, and if necessary, you can block these devices. DirectPC is a plugin that allows an agent to accept remote connections to help solve problems reported via a help desk or when you need immediate remote assistance from a particular user. DirectPC is our own solution and does not require any additional third-party software in order to operate. Finally, there is monitoring, which could be perceived as challenging. Well, it allows you to create an employee profile automatically, based on the user who's logged into the system. Additionally, if the functionality is enabled, it will monitor the use of applications and session activity in real time. We'll now tell you more about the data collected by this agent. The summary is the first available report generated, which is based on the data collected. This is a set of selected statistics presented collectively for an employee or a group of selected employees. It's a general report and provides general information. Subsequent reports provide more detailed data. BizLook is another feature for those who want to check how a selected user worked throughout the day. The special layout of columns and bar graphs enable a general evaluation of the user's activity, split into individual hours. The computer work report then provides a lot of statistical information. It gives basic information about the start and end of the working day, as well as the usage of applications and any work breaks taken. Additionally, the number of mouse clicks and keyboard buttons pressed is summarized and allows us to correlate the information with the user's activity. So the ability to interpret data correctly, as contained in this report, is very important. Of course, session time is normally qualified as the time elapsed from the first operation, such as logging into the system, to the final action, that is, logging out of the operating system. But of course, if users do not shut down their computers at the end of the day, then the first operation of the following day might be, for example, recorded as a mouse click. In the column headed Application Activity, we can see how much time a user effectively used the application that was enabled. If the user takes a break of between 2 and 5 minutes, then the application counts that as a period of inactivity. However, if the user takes a much longer break of at least 5 minutes, then any such interruption is recorded as a session break. So the next report that's generated is a detailed breakdown of breaks taken during the day. On the basis of data collected by the agent, we may check which applications an employee used for the longest period of time. The method of counting such activities is the same as in the case of the user activity report, except that there is an additional value, which is center stage. This is the period of time in which the application was switched on and the system was engaged. How much of this time did the actual work take? Well, you can determine this from the activity time column. Now, for example, you may see that the application that was used for the longest period of time was Google Chrome, followed by MS Outlook. This shows us how the report works. Even though Chrome was active for 12 hours, in fact, the employee used it for less than 2 hours. Window headers and web pages visited are the most frequently generated reports. So the first, window headers, gives information about the title of a given window and the length of time that it remained open. So the report of web pages visited informs us not only about the pages viewed by the user, but also about the number of times that a particular web address was visited or files were downloaded and shared using the browsers. At any time we can open a link with just one click of the mouse and check what the user was browsing. Furthermore, we can block websites which should not be visited on any office computer. The system also provides an option of blocking applications. All we have to do is go back to the report of the applications used, select the blockade option from the context menu, and the agent will prevent the users from turning on the particular program. These are not all the reports available in the system. What we've presented here are merely some of the functions demonstrating that employee monitoring is by no means illicit, which might still be of concern to some.